Hello, all you space engineers out there. Commander Kingfish here, and I am back in the alpha playthrough Space Engineers 2. And in the last episode, we were covering kind of just building a base and steadily working on building that base. I had gotten the platform in with a connector, and we had built the reactor room out. So, I still haven't finished that. That's okay. I don't have all that much uranium at the moment. So I got a reactor room here built. And then I was working on building out a living quarters. And I have managed to get it finished. So, we come in here. It's nothing fancy, that's for sure. Let's see. There we go. Close that door. So we have a gear forge where we can create our tools. We have a bed and a locker and another crate over here for storage. We've got a O2 H2 generator, and we've got our survival kit built up in here, and it's all connected up. So I can go over here and get into the inventory, and so I can get all the way out to that large container, and you can see I can grab stuff and put it in here. And so it's all connected up. I also have built out, there's a shower and a toilet, a sink, and a countertop with a crate in here. Don't know what that was. Maybe hang your bathrobe and stuff on. Just kind of putting a little bit of decoration up and in here. So that's what we were working on in the last episode, and I got it done. Now, if we come back out here, close this up, I've started working on building the production facility. You can see I've got the platform in place. This is a smelter that needs to be built. This is a fabricator. You can see how big that thing is. Now, I wasn't planning on building it into a building. I was going to leave it as an open platform out here, but we'll see. I might do that. I've got the hologram set up to where this will allow me to put a wall up along through here if I wanted to, and so I've kind of got that built into place. But first off, I went on an expedition to gather up some resources. Oh, I've been adding some catwalks and stuff like that. And again, I think in the last episode, I showed you how I am bracing them. So we'll get back to that. But there's my braces that I've got. And I think that looks pretty good. But here's the main thing. I was on my way back from gathering up a bunch of resources. And we'll land this over there. Or I might just grab it and pull it out. But I found silicon, gold, brought some more iron back, lead, cobalt, and copper. So still need to find a few more ores around, but 877 meters over there, I spotted a cave on the way in. So we're going to go over there and take a look at this cave. And let's see, I'm good on hydrogen. And so if we walk over there, we should be able to see if we can explore this cave without too much of a problem, I hope. So let's see if we can get over there and see what's in this cave. Now, I am running as opposed to using my hydrogen because I don't know how big this cave is. It was huge when I come flying in, so this ought to be kind of an interesting find. This is the first real cave that I have found in my journeys around the Almagest universe, or galaxy, I guess. So, but I think you'll be surprised at how big this cave is. It was huge. I just happened to look down as I was flying in, on the direction that I was coming in from. And I saw this big hole in the ground. And looked down and boy. So I landed and I marked it. And I figured we would explore it together just to see what it looks like. And there it is. Look at that thing. So if we walk over here, you can see. Now I don't know, we can probably walk down through here. I know I've got my jetpack. And I don't know if we can actually... Well, let's go ahead and fly down here and see what we got. Look at the stalagmites. I'm not sure which is which. I can't remember. It's been so long. But we come down here. This is the bottom of it. You could make a pretty nice base down and in here. Let's land down here. Let's see what we got. Let's pull out our ore detector or our drill and see if there's any ores down here. But kind of cool looking. This thing is huge. You'd certainly want to be careful flying down and into here. I don't know how much collisions you'll get from those stalagmites. You might have to try to take some of those out. But if we kind of walk around and see what we got, really is kind of interesting. Yeah, so this is the first cave that I've come across. And they are big. Let's fly up here and see what we got up and in here. Haven't hit any ores down here, but so might not be very fruitful for mining, but it sure would. Looks like it would make a pretty cool base. Yeah, first cave. All right, well, I guess we better get back to the business at hand, which is back to base building. These are pretty cool. Okay, let's get back up and out of here. These things could ruin your day. They've got bits and pieces like this sitting around down and in there. We'll just kind of remove this just so that we don't run into anything like that if we do. Come on. There we go. That should get it. All right. Okay, which direction? Okay, it's back over this way. All right. We'll go ahead and just fly back to the base. Might be a little bit quicker. So, Kemik is the dry planet, and Verdure is kind of the tropical forestry type planet. It's going to be interesting to see. I know, reading the last couple of dev blogs, that each of these are going to have their own moon, and so it's going to be interesting to see what the moon is like. And oh, one more thing. So one of the things that I do, we can do this. See, that's my charging station. So we've got, let me pull the battery out of this, which we can take it. And I'll throw this up and into the charger. And then I will grab one of these batteries that are at 100%. And we'll just go ahead and put that in there to get charged up. Is it over here? Oh, I think all of my batteries are over here. These should all be at 100%, so we'll grab this one. and we will put it back in, and then I don't have to worry about charging. Even though that does have a solar panel on it and it will charge, I've got so many battery components that there's no reason not to do it that way. All right. Well, if we come back up here, nice. I forgot that I had that ramp there. Anyway, so I am steadily going to be putting rails and stuff like that. I'll eventually have this all done, but right now I'm trying to conserve my resources. So when I was putting this smelter in, and it's really kind of the first one to start with, I was having a problem lining things up. So what I did was I laid down this half wall. I was able to get it where I wanted it, and then that way I could line the smelter up with it and know that I've gotten everything onto the blocks exactly where I wanted it. Now, this took a couple of conveyor slices to get that to fit into there, and a couple of conveyor shorts and slices to get that to connect up. So I think what I'm going to do right now is let's build out and see how that has connected up, and see if that smelter is all connected into the cargo bin and it's all in the proper functions here. So let's grab some iron ore.
Inventory full.
And because we are going to be needing these production facilities, because there's going to be parts that I can't do out of the backpack. And so let's hop down here. Let's build that out. And we'll build that slice. And we should be able to build that. There we go. Now let's hop back up there. So, reading the dev blog, it sounds like they have locked everything down. So now they're starting to clean up the bugs, and they're not going to be adding any more features on this upcoming vertical slice that's coming out. So we're going to kind of see what they've got planned. It's worth always reading the dev blogs that come out every Thursday on Steam. Merrick puts that out. Let's see here. Let's see if we can build this out. Smelter status non-functioning. Yep. All right. So I got steel. I need motors and electronics and wire. So let's go grab the motors, electronics, and wire. And so there's talking about working all the tickets that they have so that Vertical Slice 2.2, I'm hoping it's going to come out maybe by the end of March, and we'll see. So what did I say? Motors, electronic parts, and wire. We'll grab that. I think that's enough to get that built. And then we can see what the smelter needs. I know I had to... Oh, missing materials. What are we missing? I needed 2 more motors. I should have iron. We'll grab the iron. So Vertical Slice 2.2, it sounds like... I'm not sure if we're going to have to start a new playthrough when it releases. But it's going to be a much more solid foundation. What did I say? Needed 2 more motors and more steel plates. I should have enough iron. We'll grab some more iron. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this one.
Inventory full.
Yep. All right. So we'll see when that all rolls out. But my goal here was to try to build everything that's available to us, which means we now have the smelter. And so let's see what we can produce in the smelter. So the smelter produces chrome coating, gold thread, which I'm assuming it probably needs gold ore for that, lead bars, and construction components, wire, pretty much all the basic parts. And I think it does it all straight from the ores. So let's go in here because there was something I wanted to try. This is the gear forge. And so I wanted to make a better welder because I'm pretty sure, let's double check, what I have for my welder is, oh, I do have a Mark II welder. I wanted to make a better drill, so a Mark I, so we want to see if we can make a Mark II drill. So that requires lead bar, a Mark I, and a metal grid. Now, I might have the metal grids, and let's see. Double check. I could have looked in from in there. I know I have at least one metal grid. All right. Let's see what it's going to take to make metal grids. I did get some cobalt. And we can produce metal grids. And I need cobalt. This should be connected in if I've got cobalt in the bin. I do. I have cobalt in there, so now that. So if we go to our inventory, we should, which that's the inventory there, we have a metal grid there. Let's see how this is going to work. Everything should be in place. If I do this, Mark II, all right. So let me go over to my inventory. Let's do this. Let's put the drill into here. And then let's hit our Mark II. Reduce. Oh, it's not pulling in. It's only reading the one metal grid, so it's not pulling it in from the smelter. So let's cancel this for the moment. I want to see something here. If we come over to this inventory and we go into the grid and let's put this into the cargo bin because it did pull the one from the cargo bin out. Now let's try that again. So it didn't pull it from the smelter. So I think there's still some issues with how the logic is working as far as pulling materials. So let's go back to this here. Let's see if it'll produce now. There it goes. So it pulled that metal grid that I put in the cargo bin and it pulled that in. All right, so let's go to the inventory and let's do that. We can pull this in and put that right there. And then we should need to be go to our character gear, and if we go and drop that down to there. Now we should be able to do the same thing with the grinder as well, so I'm not going to do that right now. So I want to get back over here and do a little more work over here. So that's the fabricator. Now I'm not sure what the logic is, if it should be smelter. My assumption was that it should be a smelter first, and we could put components in here too, I believe. Let's see. Maybe not. Those might not be working. Those probably are upgrades. So I don't know if you could put battery components in them or not. But doesn't look like those are functioning just yet. So I guess my next piece of equipment, let's get to 4, 5, 6. Here we go. My logic says it probably should be the refinery. And we can see how big this refinery is. Let's flip it up. Flip it up. Come on. There we go. So that's the refinery. Now, it looks like we've got a port on the front here. And if we rotate this, we've got one on the side, one on the back, one on this side. I'm assuming if we flip it over, there's one on the bottom and one on the top. So we got a lot of ports on this thing. What I want to do is set this up to where we can hook in, and I think I need to come this way one. Let's put that right there and see how that looks. See, that's the problem. Okay, so, oh, no, it didn't come in quite far enough. And I don't know if that, not sure if those line up exactly. Well, let's try it again. Let's, all right, go to 6. Let's pull our refinery out. And let's flip it back up. You can kind of see, I think, there we go. I think it's got it now. All right. So you can kind of see the challenge in trying to line this thing up. You can't really walk around. So I'm guessing if we put this about right there, we should be able to. Okay, that should be the edge. Let's put it right there. Now let's take a look. All right, we've got that on the edge. So my way of thinking is that that should be lined up in there. Let's see if our junctions are going to connect up. So we can remove this. Let's go to here. No, let's go to here. And we will, let's get rid of that. All right, I'm not sure 8 will fit. Might have to do it with vertical slices. So that is... Oh no, that's not what we want. We want 7. Actually, let's do it like this. See, yeah, the straight tube is going to be too big. So if we go to 7, and oh, I keep wanting to do like I do in SE1. So we should be able to do that. And then if we do a slice, slice, that should fit right there. So we should have those connected up to that refinery. So let's see if we can build out this refinery. Should be able to weld these up. And hopefully... Oh, I need some more iron. And I should be able to get it from right here. This should be all connected in. There we go. Yep. All right. Now that looks like it's all lined up and connected the way it should be. Well, let's see if we can build out a refinery. And this is going to take heavy-duty plates. So, okay, let's start with the heavy-duty plates. I know I've got some of those. I got quite a few of those, actually.
Inventory full.
Okay. Yeah, that's because I filled up with all this iron. Let's see. Let's make some room for those heavy-duty plates. We can put this in here.
Inventory full.
That should be able to get quite a few of them in. Now, I should have a lot of these parts. So I need, looks like 6 more heavy-duty plates and 8 compressors. All right. Grab 10 of those, and then compressors. Let's grab those. That should get us built to that point. I need a motherboard and a chemical synthesizer. I should have a motherboard. Okay, I got 3 of those. And that's a chrome chemical synthesizer. I don't need these anymore. Let's start with those. And now I just need the heavy plates. Sounds like it's up and running, but let's grab the heavy plates. Might as well complete it.
Inventory full.
All right. We are connected up. So let's see what the refinery makes. So the refinery makes radiation shielding, stainless steel, silver rods, enriched uranium rods, magnesium bars, permanent magnets. So that is going to take titanium ore. That's going to take gold, iron. So it's going to take different minerals and ores. So that's that. And then we should be able to come over here. And if we go down to here, we should be able to grab. And we can. Perfect. So we know that our conveyoring system is all connected up. And if I really wanted to, I could put walls in along here, and which I might. But that, you kind of get a feel for what's being built. And I'm going to have to adjust this fabricator. But I think what's next? 4, let's see, 6. So I've got the smelter, I've got 3, which is, I believe, the assembler. Yeah. Okay. So I think what I want to do is put it in this way. Now, hopefully, what I want to do, see, I want my fabricator on this side since it's so big. It'll fit right in along this one wall. So I'm thinking if I do put walls in, I want to put this in right there about like that. See, that's the hard part about trying to get this lined up. So you can see from this way, and that might be it right there. We'll drop it in anyway. Oh, all right. And that does look right. We got that there. And I guess we're just going to put in vertical slices in there, because that will allow me to run piping from there over to here. Now this fabricator is going to have to get moved in one. And to be honest with you, we can go ahead and do this right now. That should be 4. All right, let's flip this around. That how that goes? Yeah, okay. Let's flip it around like this. Now it can pretty much go anywhere along here. I think that should be right. That I did forget to do something over here. Yeah, okay. That's enough for one wall in there. I did not finish building out these blocks. Like this one here, I can get this one built. But I need iron ore. Let's grab some more iron ore.
Inventory full.
Oh, suit energy. Well, we've got a survival kit over here, so let's hop in here and let's go ahead and get charged up. And I did test out the hydrogen. It does fill up the hydrogen, so that works pretty good, that O2 generator there. There is a much larger one that you can build in, but let's get this built right here. Let's see if we can get this built out. Okay. I'm going to have to figure out how to build out the ones underneath that refinery, but I may or may not get it built out. We'll see. So what we can do here now is I should be able to go to 2 and let's go to 8, and that is a curve. That should fit right there. That looks right. I think that's on there correctly. And then we're going to have to, I guess, go to straight. And so that would be that there. Let's flip that. Is that right? No, that's an adapter. We don't want an adapter. We want... Oh. 2. And 8. Okay, that's curved. All right, we want straight. There we go. That should be it right there. Put that there. And I think a straight one will be too far out. Maybe. Maybe not. We do that. So see, it's a matter of piecing it in. It will all fit one way or the other. Whether you use, I may have to go to what I want to do here. Let's take that one out. And let's go to 7. And let's Go to conveyor short. Put a couple of those in like that. And I don't know, maybe the curved one will go in at this point. And it's one of the nice things about the hologram. So if we go to 8 and we get to our curved, that's not quite enough. And if we go there, that's got to come out. So at least one more on each, I think. There. And there. All right. And then that kind of looks like just one more vertical slice into there. So let's go back to 7. And that should fit right there like that. All right. Well, I think we pretty well got that built into there. So that is going to be really our main production facility. That'll give us a smelter, a refinery, a assembler, and then the fabricator. So if we look at on our G menu, if we go to our production, that will be all of these items here. So I've already got the gear forge made. I've already made an H2 generator. The smelter's done and the refinery's done. I just got to build these out and then figure out. I might try to go ahead and include this, build this into the building. And then it's a matter of just really kind of doing some decorating. So I think I'm going to call it good here on the video, but this kind of gives you an idea of what SE2 has to offer at this point. I like base building, so this is letting me do a lot of work here, able to do quite a bit of stuff, and it's more a matter of getting used to the blocks and stuff, because I'll start over a lot. I've got almost 3,000 hours in SE1, and I've built a lot of different base builds, and which is what I like to do. So, and you can watch those on my other YouTube, on my YouTube videos that I have out there. You'll see that I do a lot of that stuff. So, but it's as much that you guys kind of see how I do stuff and to what these components might handle. So I think in the next episode, we'll finish building this out, and hopefully there might be some new missions or stuff. Maybe another area will open up and we can do those and maybe gather up some more parts, but we're going to continue to kind of build the base here. And then at some point, we'll probably end up having to start over. So, all right. Well, all you engineers out there, if you like this video, please hit that thumbs up. It really does help out the video, and please subscribe. That will really help out the channel. Okay, engineers, keep your heads low, keep building away, and don't get shot. And with that, Commander Kingfish is out of here, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone.